funny comedy teams, and that's just the thing.
They just don't have to have titles. What do you got next?
Oh, there was fucking something else I noticed on Dynamite that I wanted to bring up, and that was
fucking something else.
Who is Rocky? Was it not Rocky Romero? But who is the other one that's in Best Friends?
Oh well, Rocky Romero.
Yeah, I know he's not. I know he's not.
But there's
Trent
Beretta.
Yeah, and they just call him Trent now.
Okay.
Just Trent.
Oh.
It works with Cody. I don't think it works with Trent. But I don't know. I just wanted to point that out because it was something that I caught that I'm like, oh, that's ugly.
So let me say this. I don't know that this has anything to do with anything, and I might piss off some people, but Beretta is a common name of a gun, and we don't really want to promote fucking shooting people, so that might be what it is. I don't know that's what it is.
Yeah. I hope that's not final stop. I hope he comes up with another second name.
Okay.
They don't need to take the WWE route where they cut people's identities away by giving them a one-syllable word. I hate that. But I wanted to point that out because, like I said, it was something that definitely caught my attention and I was not very happy with. But it was his first singles match of his career. I think he lost, but whatever.
Speaking of tag teams, we got the AEW Tag Team Championship, Paystee.
SCU takes on Lucha Bros and Private Party.
PP!
Yeah, the other PP.
PP!
So many PPs.
PP!
It's like I'm in the locker room.
PP!
I gotta say, I'm going with PP to win this one. I think SCU, I like them. I'm glad they were the first champions, but I do see them as transitional. I understand Scorpio Sky's young. Kazarian and Daniels are really good off in a position to put over other talent. And I think as the champions, that can't be accomplished. As the champions, you should be dominant. Private Party, handpicked by the Young Bucks, and Lucha Bros already missed their opportunity. Plus, with the exposure that the AAA tag team titles have had on AEW, I think that brings me down to Private Party is going to pull out the upset. I would assume some would call it. I would assume JR is going to call it that for sure. I love it. Slap it against my face one more time. Now you gotta say it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep SCU with it.
I'm okay with that.
I love them, I like them, and I want them. And to be honest, any of these three, I'm gonna be happy with. Private Party is building the next generation. Lucha Bros is definitely promoting who is now, and SCU shows that you got respect for who came here and who paved the road. So there's no wrong answer to this question.
No.
There's no wrong
I think
answer.
that's the beautiful thing across the board, this whole card. Like, you won't be mad at the outcome of any of these matches, which is bizarre in the world we've come from.
Yeah, honestly, that's true. Until we get farther down the road. But yeah, I'm definitely going to go with SCU. I think they need to keep it. I think we need to establish. I think there's no reason for any title to change hand this quickly if wins and losses matter.
I think just being a triple threat opens that up so much more, though. It
does,
input. But
I think it hurts it.
I get it. And maybe SCU loses it and wins it right back. I don't know. But up next, we've got the AEW Women's World Championship. Riho defending her title versus Emi Sakura, who cleanly pinned Riho in a tag team match just this week.
She also trained Riho, so this is really fun.
Yeah, I mean, that and the fact that she's the female Asian embodiment of Freddie Mercury.
That's racist.
Well, no, that's her gimmick. Her theme song even starts with stomp, stomp, clap, and then
her gimmick is that she's Asian.
No, her gimmick is that she's Freddie Mercury.
Okay, the female Freddie Mercury. You said Asian. That made it racist.
I said female and Asian. I was just giving her credit across the board. That's
racist.
It's sexist, too, apparently.
No, definitely I'm going for Riho. Not only because I honestly think she's going to win, but because this is one of them that made me stretch. Like, I had to put R-I-O for Rio when it's Riho. And it was like, it was easy to pick Emi Sakura, and it was like, no, I don't want her to win. She's not going to win. I'm not going to pick EMI.
Yeah, it's too soon, and Rio's got to lose to somebody much further up the roster. Emi's good. She's a good character, but she's not what I would call
badass.
Yeah.
She's definitely the veteran that's putting other people over. Like,
yeah.
I've got nothing but respect for her. As far as the Japanese market goes, she's like the fabulous Moolah or Mae Young.
I'm not going to say there's a huge percentage of me that wants to pick Emi. After the win she had over Riho in the tag match,
yep,
I think it could be a good choice. But Riho, being as tiny as she is and the first AEW Women's Champion, I think she's got a lot to prove, and she can't prove it if she loses it.
And let me say this, and even though AEW hasn't really, and they've admitted it, they haven't really showcased their women's division that much. I would love to see Riho be the only initial champion that lasts over a year.
You think so?
I think that. I think I would like to see it.
I think that would be really cool. But recently on Dark, and I think she made her debut on Dynamite this week. But Jamie Hayter is like one of the newer additions to the female roster, and I kind of see her being the next women's champion.
Okay. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it would be really cool if that happened.
It is really cool that they're signing all kinds of high-caliber women talent after the fact of AEW Dynamite getting going.
Yeah, they seem to now be interested in actually having a women's division. It wasn't so much before. We've talked about that. They've really dropped the ball on their women's division.
Hey, and it's a good contingency, because if you can't keep Britt Baker happy and she goes to NXT, at least you've got some other solid names to fall back on.
Right. But then we have the main event, Paystee.
Mm-hmm. The AEW World Championship match. Chris Jericho defending his championship versus Cody. And if Cody loses, he never challenges for the championship again.
That really threw me off. Really threw me off, Paystee.
Dude, how awesome would it be if Cody lost it and held to his word? That would be amazing for him and the company.
I honestly, I'm dumb, and I don't like, I'm horrible that I believe in people, and I have faith, and I care about things. I'm going to say that not only does, well, you got the first pick, so I won't say my pick. Say your pick. I don't want to jump you.
I think it would be super awesome if he lost and all. But with that promo, it definitely left some room open for a DQ finish in his favor, where he wins the match but doesn't get the title.
Okay.
And honestly, you can't say this is not going to break down to the Elite versus the Inner Circle by the end of this fit.
Well, for sure. They've already planted the seeds. They're talking about them and everything. So
and that's
what I'm
gotta
hoping,
be the big match at the next pay-per-view, one way or another.
What I'm hoping is that Jericho wins, Cody loses, and Cody doesn't need to ever hold the championship.
Exactly.
He's
the
got
founder
a title
of the
already.
Company. Right. He's got that title already.
Yeah. What do we need that?
And
so
how fucking honorable would it be? That's
it would be. That's kind of the call. Is he honorable or is he just another bitch?
Well, I mean, it could DQ finish and he still never wins it. You know what I mean? There's still another way around that where he can challenge for it and not win it.
Right. But I'm going to go Y2J, though. I'm going Chris Jericho, Paystee.
Good.
It's a 3-letter person. I'm going Y2J. That's kind of the main reason. And what did we decide for tiebreaker?
God damn it. We haven't come up with one yet because I have to stick with the DQ finish as my pick.
Okay. Let's just say we're not gonna have a tie. We know that.
Hey, if it's a tiebreaker, how about it goes to the buy-in?
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, because we both differ on the buy-in. The only one buy-in we differ. So yeah, let's go with that.
Yep, and the other two just won't count.
Okay, Ty, I'm gonna write it in there. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we actually have our Savage Sentinel, Paystee.
Holy shit! Not Glenn Jacobs, but Glenn Joseph Robinson, producer with WWE, NXT UK, and Progress, got into a social media tiff with Jim Cornette, wrestling's resident old man yells at cloud, which got bad enough it prompted a response from Ring of Honor. Robinson wrote,
Let's go back and forth on this one, Paystee.
All right.
I like this.
Robinson wrote, remember when Jim, a tennis racket is a logical wrestling weapon for a fat manager in an ill-fitting suit? Cornette said that my best mate should hang himself from a light post until he died because he didn't wear a bow tie to ring announce? Yeah, I don't forget that shit, James.
To which Jim Cornette responded, good! Write it down and shove it up your ass so it's always close to you.
God, what a dated comeback.
You and the disheveled-looking hobo bum ring announcer are the most sensitive, butthurt people I've ever seen. And the quote was, he should be hung in the parking lot for dressing that way. Get it straight.
Lorna Watts then joined in with, telling someone to kill themselves? Wow, real classy. You are a disgusting human being. Suicide is not a joke.
With Jim Cornette replying, I didn't say he had to do it himself. It was left open
and neither
that
did
someone
Jeffrey
could
Epstein.
do it for him.
A fan chimed in with, sorry about that. I don't defend the way he makes his points when a non-wrestling personality is involved. Most people in wrestling have thick skins, and rightfully should, but not the average person like me or you.
And Jim so eloquently followed with, I know a lot of, quote, average people, and none of them are butthurt pussies with the panties in a wad over getting cussed out because they're also, grown adult men and not butthurt pussies like the crybabies you're dealing with right now. They can cuss back or fuck off.
This all caught the attention of NWA, which had to try to put the social media fire out with a statement of their own. Over the last few days, a situation was brought to our attention in regard to the comments made by Jim Cornette that have been taken as making light on the subject of suicide. We've addressed the situation internally with Mr. Cornette and made it clear that any comments in regards to the subject, joking or serious, are not endorsed by Lightning One and the National Wrestling Alliance. I like Lightning One. That's a good name.
Lightning One.
Mr. Cornette understands the seriousness of the situation, and with that, he will remain the color commentator for NWA Power. Mental health and suicide prevention are very important to NWA President Billy Corgan, who's been busy smashing pumpkins since the Halloween holiday.
Swap!
And myself, Paystee White. If you're ever needing help or need to speak with someone, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255. And that promo code, once again, is Beefsticks Podcast 829 at Badass Beard Company. Woo-wee. Back to where I was. Or online at suicidepreventionlifeline.org or badassbeardcare.com.
Yes, so
Beefsticks Podcast 829.
That's Jim Cornette. I don't agree with him, but he does his thing. And you know what? Jim Cornette,